Margie asks, how many months can we stay outside the United States if I'm a green card holder? Okay, let me get into that question a bit. So how many months can a person stay outside the United States if they're a green card holder? It depends on the officer that you're dealing with when you enter the United States, first of all. They could be strict, they could be not strict. And it depends on how much you care about citizenship, because the absences could be a problem. But the first date that becomes a problem is if you're outside the United States for more than 180 days. Because if you're outside for more than 180 days, when you're re-entering, the officer at the border could question you about the underlying status that you have, get into your finances to see if you're a public charge, and they have the authority to really question you and create problems for you. Do they do that typically? No, they don't do that. So I'm not too worried about that in most cases, unless you're constantly outside the United States for that period of time. And if you are going to be outside the United States frequently, just apply for what's called a re-entry permit, and that'll give you up to 2 years outside the United States, most of the time without a problem. They could still hassle you, but they typically don't. What you really don't want to be out of is more than a year. Because if you're absent for more than a year, that's an assumption that you've abandoned your status and they could take your green card away and send you to removal proceedings for a judge to make a final determination. Now in practice, I see people all the time staying outside the US for 6 months or a year. Hasn't been a problem, but it can be. So it's something you should be prepared for. Can't guarantee you'll be fine, but getting the re-entry permit is the thing to do in that situation. So the things that I talked about right now are about maintaining the green card, not losing your green card. Now, if you're outside the United States for more than 6 months, more than a year, frankly, if you're frequently out for 4 or 5 month periods, that could be a problem for applying for naturalization or citizenship. So that issue could exist as well. So there's the idea of maintaining it, the worry about maintaining and keeping your green card, and then there's citizenship and applying for that as soon as possible. Both are affected in different ways, and both have different things to protect that and ways to show that you really are not abandoning your residence in the United States, maybe by keeping a house here, keeping a job here, keeping family, property, a lot of other things. It just really goes into consulting with an immigration attorney to check out your unique circumstances. But that's a long answer, and it could be longer. I'm going to keep it short because of this conversation. But these are things you need to talk with a lawyer to be safe about, or not, whichever you prefer. But that's the situation there, the answer to that question.